You and me will come to see the other people beyond the sun, living peaceful on the one, on the one. We are the people beyond the sun, the galactics, the eternal cosmic soul self. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sonya Sanhar, and I am here tonight because I am inspired, super inspired by the higher frequencies that are pouring through right now, pouring through me, pouring through the body of the planet and into our collective field, the ethers, into our collective shared energy. A lot going on our planet at this time, or in our realm, or in our holographic reality, any way you want to perceive yourself and your reality at this time. The cosmic self, yes, this is something that I believe with our new ways of understanding ourselves is going to become something very important. And with our children, the new schools that are emerging, so I'm inspired by that. And the cosmic self is our connection to everything. So tonight, I would like to do just a little kind of claiming that and connecting to it. So we can do that collectively and at any time, really. The most important thing is to love yourself, take care of yourself, breathe, relax, fight the good fight, participate wherever you are in making the world a better place, however that is for you. In those magical moments when you do that, you are connected to your ancestors from this plane of reality and the ones coming, yourself, your higher self. And so because time is not what we believed it to be in the older paradigm, this is what we are coming. It's like the cloud. We're tapping into different parts of our story or our journey as a human being, as a soul. So I would like to start, first of all, with this beautiful card that I pulled for tonight. I'd like to pull one card, as I've been doing for the last couple of years. This one is called Magic. We have a beautiful dark blue with a light coming out. So for Magic, I would like to read this. It says, in essence, magic is the science of the influences and therefore the interactions that a man can have with himself, other beings, living nature, the subtle world, and the divine world. The simple fact of thinking, feeling, willing, and being alive is already an influence that acts more or less powerfully on oneself and on others. Magic is the very essence of life. It is omnipresent. People say magic does not exist, and nevertheless, they practice it more or less unconsciously, often in black or gray areas. A negative thought, a bad feeling that seeks to smear the other, to cause pain, bewitch, destroy, slave, even unconsciously, is already gray magic. A magus of light is a being that has awakened his consciousness to the divine magic and knows the power of influences. He understands the divine creation, loves it, and respects its laws. Through his thoughts, his soul, his will, his acts, he tries to place himself under the influence of light, God, to be connected to the true eternal being. In this way, he becomes an awakened intermediary between the divine world and the world of men and nature. He can then introduce everywhere positive, harmonious, healing, and constructive energies, currents of influences that awaken the beings into intelligence and lead them into the freedom of the eternal being. A black magician acts quite the opposite. He radiates influences of fear, doubt, destruction in order to lead the beings into slavery to the dark forces and thus get a hold on them. Oh, this one's quite long. The positive side of magic is that it awakens man to the responsibility for his being and the influence he can have on himself and on his environment. To destroy oneself, do whatever with one's life is black magic. A magus, knows how to trigger forces so as to act positively on himself and others and the divine world. In this way, he can lead himself into freedom and light. He knows the laws to implement, the words to speak, the thoughts to activate, the gestures to perform in order to act powerfully on the subtle worlds that govern life. Magus knows that creation is one and that all is interconnected. If he has a dark thought, she knows that already around her, sinister beings come to use it in order to carry out their project. Depending on what man, woman carries within him, he attracts around him the corresponding influences. That is why a magus tries to surround himself with the most beautiful thoughts, the most noble feelings, and the most sacred goals. He devotes himself to the service of a divine idea and works towards its realization for the glory of God and the welfare of all beings in his will. Magic is the art of connecting oneself. It is up to the magus to choose the true eternal being within or falsehood and death. So, oh, says my connection is unstable. Okay. So, yes, often it is a little strange to be talking out there and not knowing exactly who's going to listen or any of that. But what I'm saying tonight is about our lightness of being, the fact that we are beings of light. And the more we embody that, the more we connect to that light, the more radiance and the easier we feel flow in our lives. And we can express and have fun and feel like we're at the right place at the right time. And it's just this, like, it's divine and it's the synchro destiny that we came to experience. And in these times, we're really feeling a shift in consciousness and in choices and how people want to create their lives and affect their reality, knowing that we are vibrational beings, everything is energy, and cultivating the electromagnetic force that we embody and the effect that we can have just by radiating that. So one of the things I've been learning, I love listening sometimes to Dan Winter. I like his channel. He's out there. He's one of those, like, crazy. He's not crazy. He's genius, but he's he's very passionate about talking about the plasma field. And I've done a few mystery schools, and also in Ecuador when I went on a permaculture retreat there. There was this wonderful man named Philip who has, like, an oasis, basically. This is how I was inspired also to create my own oasis. And that dream is ongoing. It's not going away. I've created a little mini place now again, but I feel like the times that we're in are going to be asking us to really live our lives back in the Garden of Eden, basically, going into reverent for life and living peacefully with all beings and with each other. And I know that sounds utopian, and people say, oh, that's like this hippie idea and all that. But I sincerely believe that what we're doing is taking the best from, freedom, true freedom, which is not being dependent on our main systems that we're, whether it's for energy, for food. Transition movement was something I was very, very involved in for several years in my old neighborhood. And the idea is to transition from depending on these corporations and becoming more self-sufficient. Now, my experience with groups has been that really we're going to bring our stuff to the table with us if we don't learn to heal and transmute and transform ourselves and all that into our higher self. And in order to do that, we need to take some time out. We need to retreat. So, hence the retreat center I created and the many retreats that I've been on in my life. But really, the retreat is to go within anywhere you are, to listen, to take some quiet time out, to journal, to learn about yourself, to know thyself. And this is what my profession is now, is to guide and assist people in that domain of claiming your divinity and your sovereignty and connecting to your soul, but also how it's all interconnected with your thoughts, with your energy field, with your food, your body, all of that together. So the holistic wellness, because when they all go together, and some people need certain more work on one in one area or another area, relationships, how we deal with, intimacy, um, all of these things. So that's what I've been putting together, a 90-day program. I have that on my website. You can always go check that out if you're interested. I have a 30-day detox program also that I'm working with the amazing company, Purium in California. And I believe that this time that we're heading into is really to release what no longer serves us and to heal and feel everything, and then go into our next level, ascension. Ascension is really a frequency, vibration, and returning to more and more light, activating our DNA. I've talked about this for a while now, and I've been with many teachers and in Sedona. And the reason I believe that we're getting closer and closer to contact also with beings from higher planes of reality, what we call aliens or extraterrestrials, is because our frequency is raising, and then we can connect with them. And I heard something, I'm trying to remember where I got it. Some woman was talking about being a star seed and remembering and all of that. And I've mentioned the star seed thing for a while. This, when you have this feeling that you're too sensitive and you don't understand this reality, you think maybe even your parents, you're not sure about. You come in and it's just a lot of things don't make sense, and it feels very dense, and there's a lot of darkness kind of thing. So that's what I felt when I was younger. And yeah, so I have somebody online. Hello. I don't know if is that Russian or? You can say hi if you pop on. So yes, the cosmic self. This is our next evolutionary phase right now. As I was mentioning with our DNA, with the sixth sun, which is a prophecy. If you haven't seen that, I recommend watching The Sixth Sun, which will explain a lot of what the indigenous and Native Americans across the planet, so many prophecies about these times. yes, the Aquarian age, the golden age. Some people say it's happening now. Some people say in 30 years, 300 years. Um, I'm not sure about that personally. I think that the more of us focus on this being the new earth reality now, and the more of then it's going to happen, you know. So it's about really what we're focusing on, um, we can make happen. So yes, I don't want to be going on again about the old systems. And I mean, right now we're still living the tail end of that. And we're witnessing, as I did last weekend, uh, these tyrannical governments that are trying to control the people and the narrative and all of that. And you know what? It's game over. It's time up. It's just getting pretty late, and people are finally waking up. And this is also part of the great shift. And a lot of people won't, and perhaps will be, sharing realities for a while. Um, but this is why we need to activate our DNA and stay peaceful no matter what, even if you were in the middle of chaos. Just always finding that central column of power, of strength, of connection. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You just take some deep breaths through the nose, connect. You can do also the cosmic orbit, which is a lot, bringing that energy in right down to your perineum, circulating it into the back of your spine, back up over the head, and then breathing again, and then doing that loop again and activating this channel. You can do this. You can also use your hands. You can bring, when you're bringing up and down, you can, really feel the flow of the energy and strengthening your auric field, clearing it. This way you make sure that you're stronger and your auric field is magnetic and can be, it's just like charging our battery. We need to do this with our, so I'd like to do that a lot outside, but sometimes I just feel like, okay, stop everything and take these breaths and allow this light to pour in. I set my, I have an alarm on my phone. So right now it's like at 2:22, 4:44, and that's basically these times when I stop and I connect, and I have sometimes a little buzzing in my ear or something like a tuning fork, and I always felt like when I was a child that somebody's trying to connect with me, and I would stop everything and I would go sit and like try to listen if I was getting a message coming through. So I do believe we get the message coming through. Sometimes it's not that obvious, but I believe our cosmic self is activating. Again, if we focus on it and say, this is my priority, my peace of mind, my inner center, my calm, my own way of understanding reality. I don't need to have so many people's opinions. I've had teachers along the way, and I'm super grateful, and I will have more. Um, but I'm really feeling that this is a time to step into the cosmic self, the soul self, and claim it. Just claim that, and know that we are embodying this transitional time. And when the DNA is activating, our junk DNA, what has been kind of shut down, is lighting up again. So we have no idea how, you know, all of this is, but my ground is really tingling right now, you see. So these things are messages to say, yes, speak your truth, keep going, be where you need to be. Sometimes you put on another hat because at that moment, that's what's required. And I don't feel attached to my personality. I don't feel attached to even this reality on some level, because I know that this is just passing through. And and we're here to enjoy our human experience, and love every moment and all of our relations, to all my relations. This is native wisdom that is timeless, and all of the sages and the timeless wisdom is what I love to really connect with and read and meditate with, and all of that. So I'm very blessed and that I'm able to do that. And so I want to offer this for you, to connect, to think of the light, to think of your magic, your cosmic self, and enjoy. Enjoy life. Enjoy every blessed moment. And see how magical and mystical and powerful you feel as a human being entering this new earth paradigm, this new earth reality. So thank you. That's my video. Claim your cosmic self and let the light shine within and without. Thank you, my friends. We are the people beyond the sun. Ciao, ciao.